We have one of my favorite players from the HBCU Combine, Shemar Bridges, wide receiver out of Fort Valley State, joining us for a feature Friday to break down his play on the field, who he is off the field, and also his preparation for the NFL draft. Oh, yeah, it's Locked on HBCU. Play my music.
You are Locked on HBCU, your daily podcast covering HBCU sports. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Locked On HBCU podcast, your number one daily one-stop shop for everything HBCU athletics, Monday through Friday, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I am Darian Gray, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South, Texas Southern alum and former TSU Herald Sports editor. Thank you for making Locked On HBCU your first listen of the day. Every day, and today's episode is brought to you by my mama. Happy birthday, mama. I love you. You know that, but I had to give you a shout out on the podcast, so I can't wait till you hear that. And for you, I can't wait until you get to hear Shemar Bridges' interview, just discussing everything about playing on the field, being off the field, who he is, how Florida has shaped him, and then just also preparing for the NFL draft. Matter of fact, I can't wait so much. I'm going to play it right now. Listen to this. I have with us today Shemar Bridges, wide receiver out of Fort Valley State. You heard us talk about him after the HBCU Combine. We did feature Friday on him, and now he's here in person. Thank you for joining the show with us today.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
No doubt. So I want to dive into some of the things about just on the field, off the field, preparing for the draft, because that's the major goal. But I want to start off with being on the field. When you're watching yourself, when you're watching your own film, what's the first thing that just jumps off the screen, the first thing that you take away from your film?
I feel like somebody that can move and do things with a bigger body that I feel like is not usual. I don't feel like everybody with the size I have can move side to side. Versatile as far as moving in and out, running routes, and can have a pop and explosion about themselves. So that I would say that, and just going up and getting the ball. There's plays on my film that you see me just going up and getting it, and I think that just kind of jumps out on the film. So things like that, just bringing athleticism, part of the game, but also, a technical part, and bringing that with my size. I think that pops out on film.
Yeah, and your size combined with your athleticism is one of the things that we talked about at the Combine when we spoke a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And I guess I should ask, was it important for you to try to defy some of those stereotypes? And what are those stereotypes of a big receiver?
Yeah, that was very, very, very important for me. That's something I take pride in, and that's something I really take personal because I'd say some of the stereotypes is just a big receiver is just big. They're not real agile, just possession receivers, just somebody can go and get the ball and just the typical big receiver. But I try to defeat that. They're like, nah, you can move me, I can run routes just like if I was 6 foot, 190, like, or you know what I mean, and when I get the ball in my hands, I can have wiggle, I can move, I feel like anything that a smaller person can do too. So that was real important to me to show that I'm not just an athlete that plays receiver. I feel like I'm a receiver that has athleticism. I take my craft real serious. I've been doing this my whole life. So I don't want to be just labeled as somebody just athlete. That's just like giving me like I'm just raw talent. Like, nah, like I really work at technique and all the little things it takes to be a pro. So that was real important to show I'm detailed. And I believe I did that, and I'm gonna keep doing it and just keep, just using it as fuel for the fire.
Yeah, so please don't get it confused. He is agile, he does have pop, but he is not a small guy in a big body at all. An
Yeah,
all-around receiver that pairs the size well with athleticism.
right.
When you're thinking about yourself, what would you say your number one defining trait as a receiver is? It can be mental or it can be physical.
I'd say number one for me as a player, I feel like my mindset, the work ethic, the work I put in. Of course, I could say my catching hands and or just other stuff like I kind of named, but all my game is built off perseverance, grit, and just what I've been through, working hard. Obstacle after obstacle, and just kept going. So I feel like my hard work, the mindset, just never not letting anything get in my way. And just I feel like that's what pushed me. That's the core of my game. Of course, I have some God-given abilities, but it's my mindset and the work ethic and the focus I've always had. I think that's what makes who I am.
So you're from Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, and
Yes.
Florida is just a hotbed for talent. Like, it's
Oh,
so much talent in the state of Florida. I'm here in Texas, so we know about great football, and a lot of people, at least here, don't give Florida the credit that it deserves for being just a phenomenal high school football, state.
right.
But having all that talent around you from a young age, how do you think that impacted your game as a player today?
It impacted a great amount. It bring that dog out of you because, like, in Florida, including I just speaking for my city, Jacksonville, you can go to any park and you're gonna see somebody that play at some big college, or he's a 5-star, or he's in the NFL. Like, you go any park, you just be driving by and boom, you see players out there. Like, it's just everywhere. They come dime a dozen, and I think that brought that dog out of you. Everybody got a different type of mindset and type of mentality out there. Like, we're not taking nothing from nobody. And so when you around a bunch of people like that, and then you start training with a bunch of people that's been to the highest level, and you getting around that, it just only brings it to you. It sheds off on you, and we just got that mentality, that killer mentality, and everybody just, like you said, football in Florida is, saying, eat, drink, sleep. It's everything. What I mean, people hoop, but football is the king. So I think that was important for me. And going other places, I feel like I could sense the difference from where I grew up and being around football, including at Pop Warner, how serious it is when you're young. So I think that just carries with you when you get older. You're just a competitor.
Yeah, I agree. Look, from one great state of football to another.
Oh
But
yeah.
when you're looking in the league, if you wanted somebody who maybe doesn't have access to your film, hasn't seen you play, give an NFL comp for your style of play for those who are listening.
I think I'd say all around. I think I can do a lot of different things. I would say, like I said, discipline, but I would just say just all around, like, and personally for me, versatile. You know what I mean? I feel like there's nothing on the field I can't do, even if that comes to special teams. You put me at gunner, just being the person I am, even if I'm not good at it right now, I'm gonna work at it so much that boom, I'm gonna get it. Like, I know I'm gonna get it. Like, anything you put me, any type of thing, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna make sure I'm good at it. So just as far as just, I feel like it's versatile. Get the ball in my hands, running routes, catching it, whatever you can do, whatever I can do, I feel like I can, I can do at a high level. So I say versatile for me, and just, yeah, I've been just trying to prove that my whole career, and that's what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah, you had 2 games in 2020. That's all that Fort Valley played because of COVID, and you
Yeah.
went for over 140 yards in both of those games. Like, what was clicking for you at that time?
I don't know. I was just hot. I was just feeling it. That was the first two. So we had a new OC, new head coach, new receiver coach. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. I got nothing but love of Coach Wade, Coach Flowers. At the time, and it was kind of like, get the ball to me early, and that's what it was. And like the first play, if you look at the first play of both games, I got the ball early. Like the first play of the first game, I think I took it like 40, 50 yards, very first play. And this is after COVID and everything. So I was like, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna make the most of it. And boom, when I got comfortable and got clicking, it just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's like I'm not even there no more. Like, something just take over my body. I'm just playing. Like, so it was get the ball to me early, and when I get comfortable, I don't feel like nothing but myself can stop me. You know what I mean? When I'm in that mode, and that's why I got in the mode real early, and I did that in the real good in the first half of both games, and I just kept it going. You know what I mean? I was like, shoot, if this is what they're gonna give to me, I'm just gonna keep taking what the defense give. That's what I did.
So we just heard Shemar Bridges break down who he is on the field, and going forward, we're going to hear about his preparation for the NFL draft, including the HBCU Combine and Legacy Bowl. But first, I want to tell you about betonline.net, the best wagering spot in the business, bar none. I'm not playing around this time. Listen, the big game is in a couple of days. Do not waste time. Go to betonline.net, see the player props that they have, see if we're talking about the yardage for Joe Burrow. We're talking about Stafford. Who do you even think is going to win if you want to keep it simple and not take as many risks? Make sure that you're going for the go to betonline.net for the big game. It's the only place that you need to be. It's the only place. But if NFL isn't your thing, there's still a home there. I can't call them the best in the business and they be one-sided. They also have NBA, John Morant going crazy, the Warriors. What is Harden going to do now that he's on the 76ers, right? Hockey, boxing, favorite Vegas casino games. They have everything. I know it's like they have all of that. Of course they do. They're the best in the business. Bet online is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. Bet online, where the game starts. Now we're about to hear Shemar Bridges break down some of the things that he's done to prepare for the NFL draft, including the HBCU Combine and the upcoming HBCU Legacy Bowl. What was your mindset? You left school a little bit early or stopped the season early due to an injury. What was your mindset as far as building out your schedule, building from October to the draft?
Yeah, so I had kind of cut it short because of injury. I knew that I have a very you know what I'm saying, a good opportunity at this. You know, I have a chance. You know, teams come in talking to me, calling my coaches and stuff. And I know I was building, you know what I mean, a good momentum. And I just felt like, man, I go out there and I get seriously injured. That's gonna mess up all this postseason stuff leading to the draft, training, bowl games, combine stuff. I'm gonna miss a lot of that. It's gonna mess me up, and this is real, real important. And so I just, you know, played it smart, got rested up, and that main thing out of the season was just resting, getting 100%. Got 100%, signed with my agent, and then I got, you know, I'm got sent up here. I'm up in like the Atlanta area training with Chip Smith, and that was really just getting my. I think it was that, found out my schedule, you know, when I was going to come up here, when I was going to train, and then the meal plans and stuff. So we got set up with meal plans and really getting on a consistent daily process of eating, sleeping, working out. And it was, you know, I got blessed with a position to be in this situation where, you know what I mean, like an agent's going to put, you know, money into me to go out here and do these things. And yeah, that was pretty much it. But I would say the main thing was just getting healthy. And then once I got healthy, it was ready to roll. And I came up here and I've been working ever since. So I've been up here for a month, a little over a month. And I've just been getting after it.
So you said you've been there for a little bit over a month. How
Yeah.
much time really went into training before you got to the HBCU Combine?
Yeah. So I had about a month. I had about a month coming into the HBCU because I had already kind of like started getting going because I had got healthy after the season before I even came up to Atlanta. So I'd already started getting going with stuff, but the real training with the trainer up here, you know what I mean? I was up here for a month before the HBCU Combine. And that's what led me to me just doing the position drills because I felt like it was too early. Didn't want to put out my best, not my best stuff. You know what I mean? I want to wait to my pro day where I feel like I'm going to put out my best things. But felt like I was ready position wise, and so that's what I did. Yeah.
So how was the HBCU Combine? I know it was an experience for a lot of people. What was your side of things?
For me personally, it went well. You know what I mean? I came out there and did everything I wanted to do. I first was interviewing, letting people get to know who I am. You know what I mean, and get a sense of just the person I am. I think just when you get to meet me and talk to me, I think you get a genuine, a passionate vibe. They really enjoyed me in the interviews, and some people that already knew me, or some people I haven't talked to, they knew me, so that was cool. And then when like I said, I just did position drill, so my whole thing was like, hey, like I knew, you know, saying people, you know, rock with me and had you know, a little name, but they were still, you know, putting a lot of people like, you know, that really good players though, but a lot of people above me as far as, you know, people to watch. So my whole mentality was like, you know, if they want to talk about me now, they'll talk about me after. I'm gonna make sure they know who I am after. And that's why I made sure I did. And I think I just came out of the mentality like, you know what I mean? I got a chip on my shoulder everywhere I go. I was a smaller school, like one of the small schools there. Like, you know, so I'm like, oh yeah, bet. I like that underdog mentality. I'm gonna come and just take over, try to do what I gotta do. Just be myself, you know, go hard and give it all every rep. You know, if you see like when I catch the ball, I'm finishing, just giving it my all. And, you know, I got a good feedback from teams, from people watching it, and it went well. So I enjoyed it. I think it was a great opportunity for me. And I feel like it'll be something good in the future. You know, they can just, you know, I feel like just moving the time of it back a little bit to help everybody. But other than that, it was all 32 teams was there. I mean, it was good. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if your mindset was to make sure they remembered you, I want you to know mission accomplished. Because I was reading an Undefeated article, and a scout listed you as one of the two best position drill players there, period, amongst
Yeah.
everybody, citing just your great catch radius and your footwork. So mission accomplished there.
Oh, yeah.
When you're looking at 40s, and I know you didn't do them, but 40s, broad shuttle drills like that versus position drills, what's the difference when training for them as far as like, I want to get my 40 down, but then I also want to have my great footwork when I'm doing my routes for these scouts?
Um, I just say you just gotta know. I just you just gotta know the techniques, and you gotta understand, like, you gotta change your mindset. Like, okay, when I'm doing receiver stuff, my mind's gotta be the feet, receiver, all this. That you can't do the same type of receiver footwork that you would do on the shuttle and the L drill. It's a whole different thing. So when you're doing receiver stuff, you gotta change your mind to football. Like, this is what I'm back to having fun. That other stuff, I mean, it's cool, but it's a whole bunch of things that we'll never ever do again, which is crazy. So now when you get to doing the L cone drill and the three cone shuttle drill, 40-yard dash, your whole mindset got to shift to that. I feel like it's football, but it's got to shift the technique, steps, angles, all that. And so I learned that you can't take all the receiver stuff to that. It's got to be a whole different mindset. So when it came to position drills, when we do position things, it's like, bet I'm just back to doing what I love to do. This is fun. This is what I've been doing my whole life. When I get the L and the 40 and all that, it's like I need to learn. I always got to learn receiver stuff, but now I got to really tighten up my mindset even more, because this is something I'm not used to doing, and just getting the steps, the techniques, and it's coming along well. I've been enjoying it. I'm learning a lot, and I think I'm gonna perform real well. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna all pay off.
And then next up on the road to the NFL draft
Mm-hmm.
is the HBCU Legacy game. And you
Right.
went in, you did your position drills, you did all those things, you did the shirts and shorts workout, but now it's time to put the pads on. And we
Yeah.
know what you want to accomplish as far as the combine, but what are you going into the Legacy Bowl looking to achieve?
Same mindset I came in with the combine. Just leave. I want to leave remembered. You know what I mean? I just come out there, just, man, just be myself, man. Just don't try to be nobody else but me. Have fun, enjoy it. Sometimes everybody get caught up in just just taking everything like uptight, this whole process. And I understand it. It's a serious process. You never get another chance to do it. Like, you know what I mean? But you gotta enjoy it too. A lot of people don't even get to do this. So yeah, having fun with it. You got to New Orleans, go to New Orleans. I've never been to New Orleans. So I just gonna have fun, enjoy it, and play the type of, my game, and whatever happens, happens. But like I said, same mentality I came with the combine, same with this one. You know what I mean? Leave people like, dang, who that is, like, or you know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure they remember who I am, and go hard every rep, give it my all, and just let everything work out.
All right, we just heard him break down his preparation for the NFL draft, and I personally really was excited to hear about the different mindset between running drills like the 40, the shuttle, and then doing position drills, because it is completely different things, but you often do them at the same time. And now we're about to hear about how he is off the field. What are some of his interests? And he has a really great one, a really kind-hearted one that I can't wait for you to hear about. But I also can't wait for you to hear about Built Bar, because it is the Swiss Army knife of protein bars. Matter of fact, it's the best bar on the market, bar none. And I'm not just talking about protein bars. Bring them all. Bring all the bars you can think of into question, number one. Because if you just want a snack, it's covered in chocolate. Sounds delicious, right? If you want something that's going to benefit you as far as working out, 17 grams of protein. If you're just trying to start to eat healthy, you don't want to get to week 5 and be like, my diet kind of getting tiring. I've been there. Like, man, I've been eating the same thing. I'm tired of it. Built Bar, you don't get tired of it. And they have so many different flavors that you can continue to switch them out and switch them out and switch them out. Built Bar is what you need to do. So listen, go to built.com and use the promo code LOCKED15. That's LOCKED 15 and get 15% off your offer. It ain't gonna be your last package if you go do it. I promise you that. So every time I hear you talk, like, I'm constantly reminded of just what we talked about at the combine, and that was the platform that football is for you, about
Yeah,
something bigger. Can you
yeah.
elaborate to the viewer for that?
Yeah, so of course, like I said, we play football. It's fun and all, but I never was a believer of we're put on earth to play basketball, football, or sports. Like, not put on earth to put a basketball in the hoop. That's not your purpose. For like, you're put into a place of leadership, a place with a platform like football, and it's what you do with it to affect other people. You know what I mean? And so me being big on my faith, I feel like that was what I feel like my purpose is to spread that positivity, to use the money I have to be a good steward of it, to give to others that had way less than I did, you know what I mean? And just look out for others, and that's what I want to do. I feel like if I can't inspire nobody and to be great after, I'm done, I ain't do nothing, you know what I mean? So just inspiring others, motivating others, showing people my path and that you can do it, and just being positive and doing for others, just using that platform to whatever it is, looking like looking at somebody like a Tim Tebow or whatever that, he, if you go on his Instagram, he's always doing something positive to help the community. That's what I'm all about. Like, I want to do that, and I think that would be much more satisfying than scoring a touchdown for me personally.
Yeah, and we specifically have talked about helping out the homeless. And I think I've seen a quote where you said, like, you're only one guy, you can't be Superman and save everybody. But
Yeah.
what steps do you personally hope to take, and as far as helping the homeless and just helping that cause?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm actually happy you said that, because I think people, it's messed up, because like, there are people that really have that genuine heart that like they want to do that, and then when they're trying to build their way up and they're trying to do it, like it's not as easy as people think. Like, you just, when you get money in the league, like you got to make sure like yourself, your family straight too. So it's like, dang, like people are like, dang, where he at? He said this and that, he ain't do it. And it's like, nah, like I'm not Superman, like I can't save the world, but if I'm capable of doing it and anything I possibly can do, I'm definitely want to do it and gonna do it. So, like you said, just the steps of that, I'd say is just getting in there, stacking your bread, saving it, being smart about your money, and then just finding opportunities wherever I am at. If I'm blessed with the opportunity to play in the league, wherever I'm at, what I mean, you get comfortable in the community, just help people out, branch out with people. I would say you get close to other people that's trying to do the same thing, and y'all build something. What I mean, that's something I would like to do in my own city with other athletes and other I guess artists and stuff that are making a lot of money. Hey, let's collab. What I mean? Let's go do something. Like, why? Let's put this money together and do something for other people. Like, they got it, worse than us. So, I think that's what it comes to, speaking out with other people and bringing people along. You can't do it by yourself. You gotta have a team. And I think I know I have a great family and friend support that will want to do it as well. I just gotta, get the bigger platform, and one day I will. What I mean? I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna take a little time.
Yeah, even if it ain't football, like I can already tell that this is something that, whether it's football or any other way, something that's really important to you.
Oh yes.
And where do you think this passion for helping people come from? Does this come from your family? Does it come from just life experience, just growing up,
Hmm.
like just seeing it? What is it? A little bit of both?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of my mom, my mom and my family members having that genuine type of heart. I, have a family and people around me that have that same type of heart and genuine, like they want to help other people. So I think that was just carried on to me. And then my experience of seeing friends and people go through things that sometimes I didn't have to go through. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. So if anybody knows about Jacksonville, it definitely could be a very, very tough city. There's a lot going on there. So I've seen it my own eyes, the poverty or the tough things or the violence and things like that. And even just, having even some people I know lose their life or just go through tough times. So I was like, man, if I get money one day, like instead of leaving them people out, like shoot, if I can help them, I'm gonna help them. It's too much money in this world for it to be so many people and die in need. You know what I mean? So I just like, I don't know. I think it was just naturally my calling, and I think I'm just put in a position right now to do that, to have a big platform. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I'm not doing it to that level, but I feel like inspiring and motivating, I'm definitely doing it. There's a lot of people that look up to me that really like inspired by my story and how I got to this point now. And so that's like the first step, you know what I mean? So then it comes from coming out your own pocket or coming out doing this or doing that or putting up an organization, whatever that may be. And I think I just developed a passion for it through my life, just experiences. But I think the people I have around me always installed that they're like, hey, you're blessed. Like, like we wasn't rich or nothing like that, but man, it's way worse. People had way worse than us. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that was something I always been big on.
And lastly, not only is Florida a hotbed for talent, it's a hotbed for culture. So,
Oh yeah.
how did Florida make you the man that Shemar Bridges is today? How did that impact you?
Oh man. It definitely has a big uh effect on me. Like you can see by my hair, like everything. That's just the culture. I think people don't understand that. Like they say like why people do this or why people do that, but they don't understand it's the culture. Like if you grow up seeing that your whole life, you grow up around it, it's just like that's what you are. Like that's how you, that's the slang. That's, and I swear I love every bit of it. Like I love the Florida culture. Just we just got our own swag. We got our own little thing. Like we just kind of like over there. Like if you look at the map, we kind of just own our own type of thing down there. Like, and I love everything about it. The lingo, the hair, the cars, everything. I just fell in love with it as I got older, because I just felt like we just different. You know what I mean? And it's just always cool, man. I love being home and just seeing that, and just, you know, seeing people come together, and just the natural, I guess, just I don't know how to explain it. Just natural culture, you know. It's not even something that's forced upon, or it's not something that people just try to do. It just happens, like, you know what I mean? You just fall into the culture, and it's beautiful. I love it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show with us. Shemar Bridges, tell them where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram at show_time17. And then you can find me on Twitter at Shemar Bridges, at Shemar Bridges 17.
All right, man. I really do appreciate you coming on. It's been great.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
No, for sure. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was Shemar Bridges, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to that interview as much as I enjoyed doing it. It was great discussing his Florida roots, discussing his passion to help the homeless, who he is on the field. It was all great, and these are the reasons that you make Locked On HBCU your first listen of the day every day. And for your second listen of the day, make sure you're checking out Locked On Bets, your boy Q and Lee Sterling, giving you expert analysis and insight to put a little bit more money into your pocket. It's free game for big gains. It's really that simple. And in the meantime, in between time, y'all can catch me on that blue app, that bird, yes, Twitter, at South Exclusives. Until the next time that we hear each other, family, take care, stay blessed. Peace.